Alright guys, this is what we're going to make next. And this one looks pretty straightforward. Basically you're just bending two of them at the same time. So we found center on this rod and I straightened it. And I don't think I was going to get that far. But we've got center here, which is going to land right here on top of this pulley that I've got in here. So now this is a pulley that's too big. We're just getting it started with this. So I just got one in there, got a bearing in it that I just haven't used for anything yet. So just to get our bend started, we'll just push down in the center until it gets to the point where it needs to go further, and it's there. So now we need to find something that's closer to the inside of this to put in the vise. So we're going to put this aside and find us another one. That I believe will work just fine. Well, we almost got them centered by ½ inch off. Alright, now that's going to be considerably wider, I think. But I believe she'll still work just fine. Alright, so now we need to mark where we're going to bend that. We're done with this pulley. So now we want to measure where we want to start that bend. So now we've got that marked right there. Okay. So now we're going to set this down in here with our marks up against the jaw, or at the top of the jaw. Right there. Alright, so now we're going to mark where we're going to put our next one. almost bent that in the wrong place. Alright, so now this is when it starts getting tricky, because now we got to go So now we've got something that looks something like ours. Or ours looks something like theirs. But there's enough flexibility here that we could have had that wider or even narrower. So now we just got to bend our ears that goes down into it, and then the top holds it on. So we're going to mark them. So now this time we go I wonder, so I would really like for it to be like that. Yeah, we're going to have to do it the other way. Oh well. I'm going to file that off. And there we have it. A brand new of the old. Just a hair wider, but that's alright. I believe she'll work. Alright, so we've got the parts cleaned up somewhat. Got that piece. We got this piece that is now this piece. We got this piece that is now this piece. Alright, then we got our switch cleaned up and the contacts cleaned and tested. Then we've got the hardware that we're going to clean up a little bit more than that. Probably going to get painted, and it's probably going to get painted black. So this is for holding the switch down, and the two screws. Got them cleaned up best I can get it. I might be able to find me a better looking set of screws, but I don't know. I think kind of rather keep it original. So we got that. Then we got this that I just basically mounted down to the wooden plate. Took a 3-inch screw and this washer to hold it down, and then I took actually this washer was for here, to keep that in the same spot so it wouldn't move. So yeah, I just milled that off and then cleaned it up. I'm going to leave this paint alone right here. There's no sense in messing with it. It flowed out really nice, so you know that gasket was sealed just fine on it. Get all the tape off of it. And I took all the masking tape off the rubber. So I got to grease all that before I put it together. So we got this. Then we've got the propeller that requires a little more cleaning right in this area here and on the propeller ends. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. It just screws on and off. So got all them cleaned up, the bushing, the seal, and got that done. So then we've got the box, and I wasn't thinking, but I should have should have masked that off too, but now I've got a green boot on one side and black on the other. So I'm a little concerned about this thing sealing, so I'm probably going to have to put some kind of a spring or something around the edge of this to keep that tight. It's just a matter of finding a spring that's small enough to work with this area and put around that to hold that tight against this rod. This had fluid in the top of it, and then I got those, and it came down. The fluid was resting in this area. Now it was gray and nasty, and it wasn't as clear as it was that came out of this area, so you can imagine why it looks different here. So we got a lot of cleaning to do in here, but I cannot get this out. I don't have a line wrench that big. Yes, I could cut this off and renew these ends, but I really don't want to do that. I can't get a wrench to work on this, and we're just going to leave it alone and work around it just like we did with this here. So we're just going to work around this cord and try to work around. It's flexible enough that I can get Dremel down in there with little brushes and get around all that stuff and clean all these wires up and down in here with a wire wheel on the Dremel and pocket knife. So we'll just clean all this out. This is going to be the last piece we do, so this is going to be part 5. So we're getting all the pieces laid out, and then we're going to show the last part of us putting it back together. And that will be done in real time, I believe. So it could be a long video or it could be a short video. Just depends on how it works out and how things go and how smooth things go while I'm doing it. I kind of want to have all my parts out here and the tools that I need to put it together so that I've got my ducks in a row. So we got our plug here, it goes in there, and we won't do nothing with that until we're ready to put it together. I believe if I get this sealed, this area sealed, that I believe it's supposed to take some mineral oil also. So there you have the biggest part of this thing cleaned up and ready to go back together. Oh, and I forgot to show this. I'm going to try to make this work for it and just get some PVC cement and cement a pipe in it. I think I have some of this pipe somewhere. I may even have one that's already got one of these on it. So I kind of would like to have this as a unit that's ready to attach to somebody's basement. So have about a 24-inch piece on it to, you know, if they need to cut some, they can. And chances are they're going to have it lower than that, so they would cut it off. But I want to put some black RTP gasket maker in that and make sure we got this thing threaded on correct. But it keeps twisting on me for some reason. It's making me think that it's screwing on there straight, but then at one point it changes. So I don't know what's going on with these threads. They look fine to me. Alright, so it's got to be this. Something's hindering it. So we got to dig some threads out a little bit. I'd like for that to go in at least 3 threads and get tight. So once the silicone dries, it's going to be pretty much locked in there anyway. I might be able to find something that's a little looser than that. That's about the best we're going to get it. Now for these, I'll just take my little square, probably won't even take that much. Take me a little strip of this. And just stuff it down in there. Alright, now that's not going to come off of there. And then we'll do the same thing with the other side. Alright, now those are masked off. So, see a little dirt in here that we want to clean out of them threads. I think we got her. So I almost sprayed it before I masked that off, that plate. I found it at the last possible second. So anyway, once this is dry, we can go ahead and do part number 4. So hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'm going to call it quits for tonight and wait for that to dry, and then tomorrow put it together. So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. You guys have a good one. Later.